Today on Box Break Podcast, the hunt for Pikachu continues as we have Astonishing Volt Tackle, the Japanese version of Vivid Voltage, which comes out very, very soon. Let's look for the thick. What is up, what is good, and what is going on? You are watching / listening to the fastest growing personal finance podcast based on cardboard pictures of cartoons. So today we have our first of two Astonishing Volt Tackle Booster Box openings. This is the precursor, the Japanese set version of Vivid Voltage. The pre-release is this Friday. I'm very excited. I will be trying to get my hands on some build and battle sets. I believe that's what they're called. Don't kill me in the comments section if I'm wrong. But this is the Japanese version of it, and there are 30 packs of 5 cards here, and we're going to get into it. Of course, the hope is to pull the Pikachu V Max Rainbow Rare, which is one of the coolest Pokemon cards, or any card I have ever seen. And I really hope to pull it here, and I hope it will be in Vivid Voltage. So, the topic of today is I want to talk about percentages versus raw numbers. So, the reason why I want to talk about that is when I'm on these Facebook groups, which if you're not on any buy, sell, trade Facebook group for trading card games, you may not be familiar. There are a lot of people who get super, bent out of shape once they see something is worth a huge number. That's all they worry about, right? Is this card or is this sealed product worth such? Oh my god, that's just because they get super emotional thinking oh, I could do this and that with that money, and people are just spending it on these card games, and it's a waste of money, and that's a fairly good point, but that only is for the people who are spending their money where they should not be. Man, these are dope. So we're getting right into it here. We will crack all these, looking for the Rainbow VMAX. And the reason I say that is if you focus on percentages instead of focusing on raw numbers, you're going to get ahead way better. And I think I am going to use Birth of the Blade here in order to open these packs because I don't feel like struggling to get through them non-stop. So we'll just get into a first few here, and we'll see. There will be some that I just botched that I don't know what any of them are. There's definitely not a holo in every pack, but Eevee is still a cutie, as I think that most of my viewers can agree on. I was trying to see if there's there is a pull tab. Okay, I'll just use that instead. The Monday's video where I was opening up all the good cards was mangling those packs, and I feel like I might do the same today. My apologies for those in the chat. This video is for my sponsor, Simon. Look at that. That's a whale word, right? Yeah, look at him go. Man, these holos are cool. Check it out. Japanese card quality also has a different feel to it, a different back. I'm not a huge fan of foreign boxes as investments, but they are still cool nonetheless. I don't think if you want to put a little money to have a Japanese product on the side, I don't think it hurts. I think the Magic community for a while tended to overhype the impact of the foreign card market. I don't think it's so amazing, but there's still going to be buyers, it's just I don't really tend to put a premium on any of that. When I look at booster boxes, I'm looking at sealed English booster boxes only. So, but getting back to the point at hand about percentages versus the raw dollar number is over time, and I always stress, think about things over time. If you continue to have an uptick in your percentage in terms of your return on investments, you'll be able to catch up to almost anything. For example, if you have $1,000 and you turn it into $2,000, that's a 100% return, which is great. But if you have $200 and you turn it into a $500 investment into $500, that's a 150% return. Now, reinvest that, reinvest that. And if you can continue to find good investments, you will eventually catch up to the $2,000, and you'll do it pretty quickly too. Ask anybody who bought into a lot of Charizards in the previous times. Like, Charizard is still worth less. An unlimited version is still worth less than most Black Lotuses in similar condition, but the run-up has been insane. If you bought a Black Lotus in 2017, or if you bought a Charizard in 2017, I don't think, even though the Black Lotus may now be worth more money, I think you'd rather have the Charizards, because you have had to put way less money into it in order to achieve the net worth that you have at the moment. Right, so just, this is looking like a winner. Man, look at this card. Pokemon cards are definitely pretty as can be. I'm super excited for Volt Tackle. So it's just, again, about just when you hear about the negativity on the internet, and like I know, here I go dragging on about negativity, but I think it's really crucial to talk about that when you get involved with these super negative people, and you get involved with just the constant, like, the anti-hype, right, where it's like everything is bad, this is horrible, Pokemon is dying because the gold cards are expensive, which, like I said, if you really put more than 4 brain cells into that, you realize is one of the stupidest things you could possibly hear. Because when something has a high price, that means there's a high demand. And if there's a high demand, that means there's a lot of people who like it. And there's a lot of people who like it, that gives the Pokemon Company incentive to keep making great products, like Astonishing Volt Tackle with their non-foil pack here. Right? Right? So you want things to go up in terms of percentage. You want these things. It's a good thing when cards get more expensive. Now, does it suck for the players who need them for their decks? And yeah, I can understand that argument. You know, it's definitely a game, but the collector's side is important too. The collectors are the ones who will tend to continue to buy copies of cards past the 4 they need for a deck. And they will usually be the whales, and they are the ones who hold up the product, and the more money that, this is an Eglash, the more money that the company has, the more money they can reinvest in R&D, the more money they can invest into putting more products out, and the more money they can help artists to make these cards look really cool. Ooh, that's a VMAX card. What are you? 9 out of 100? I have this little list here because I don't know if you guys can tell. I can't read Japanese. So just a quick run up. That is an Orbeetle VMAX for Simon. Pretty good. I'm keeping it down scrolled by the rainbows because I want to be able to call out the rainbows when I get them. You know. But when you're dealing with the negativity on the internet, you end up missing the forest through the trees. It's important that these games are wanted because the thing that has killed card games more than anything, it's not bad R&D. It's not a bad competitive meta. It's when the card game has no secondary market value. And the reason that is because you need somebody to sell these products, correct? And if you're going to buy a booster box, I've seen this Machamp a million times, now I've seen it in Japanese, right? If you're going to buy a booster box for $60 and you're going to get back $6 in cards, eventually you just realize that, okay, you're throwing your money in the trash. It's, you know, there's no rush, there's no excitement, you know, because the card having value is what's exciting. People like the Charizard because it looks cool. Let's cut the crap. People like Charizard VMAX because it's $500, okay? And they know a graded one is going to go for over $1,000, and they know a black label one is going to go for way more than that, right? So let's cut to the chase here and know that people want their cards to be valuable because they can get other cards or they can get other things. You know, if your collection goes up in value, you know, and I've said this numerous times, if your collection goes way up in value, whoop, let's get the camera back to where it's supposed to go. Right, if your collection goes up, ooh, look at that Alakazam. I think that's a promo or somewhere else, right? I think so. My tripod isn't playing along. Okay, but if your collection goes up in value, say that you bought a bunch of, I don't know, ends, like rainbow end cards or something. I couldn't even tell you. You know, and a bunch of them, they all go up a bunch of money. All of a sudden, those cards you really wanted that were unattainable, you could trade towards them, or you could sell them and you could put the money towards it. Or just in general, if your cards go super up in value, you know, like, and you have a problem in your life, like, where you need money for something, you know, you don't know, there could be a medical issue. It's nice to know that the things you've been spending your money on didn't just fall into the either. If you go and you waste your money buying Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, or just, like, wasting your money on garbage that no one needs, you know, like, or just stuff that is, like, perishable, or just there's no resale value, you know, that money's gone. So it's nice. Uh-oh, we got a hitter here. Ooh, oh, come on, I thought I was excited. Well, let's see some rainbows, right? So if you want your cards to have, you want your collection to have value, you know, because you never know when you're going to have to walk away from all this. You never know. And so you want cards, nice Zapdos right there. So you want your cards to have some sort of, you want them to go up in terms of percentage. Don't worry about when you see a card, something that's super expensive and go, oh, I'll never be able to afford that. Well, why? Like seriously, like, I know it sounds crazy, but it's like, why are you, like, assuming that you have no chance at getting something nice in this world? Like, why are you like if you have to say anything today, I could just say, it's like, why do you have to, you know, consign yourself to a life that you don't get things that you really want, you know? Like, look at this Snorlax. Do you want to be a Snorlax like this? Yeah, I might want to be a Snorlax like that, just sitting and chilling, you know? But do you want to just sit and just be like, oh, my life is going to be what it is now, and then I'm going to be dead, and then that's it? It's like, that's not anything exciting. Life's supposed to be about excitement, adventure. That's what Pokemon's all about, you know? Trying to catch them all, you know? It still should be that way, you know, just now you're able to do it with some crazy numbers, you know? And it's important to just continue to be consistent and to continue to just keep your eyes. Whew. Look at this VMAX. It's not the secret rare one, but that is rad, man. Reminds me of the Millennium Eye. I don't know why, but it's pretty, right? But if you could buy, like, this card here, it can go up 1,000%, and then you can trade that for something that you really want. Isn't that kind of the point? Like, so why are people so upset to see other people win? Like, why can't that be you? Of course it can be you. You know, of course it can be you. And the key is to focus on making sure over time you make decisions with your money that percentages will go up. You know, don't worry about when you see these, like, big numbers, like, oh, I can never do that. Do you think that Jeff Bezos looked at a number and said, there's no way I'll ever be able to have this net worth? If he did, he wouldn't have even tried. So it's like, well, why consign yourself to not even trying? You have to go for it. You got to take some risks. Now, I'll do an episode later about risk versus reckless. And I think that that's important, that you don't want to just recklessly, you know, be an orbital. You know, I don't think you recklessly want to go and just, you know, put it all on black at the casino. You know, like, come on. That's unnecessary. Like, when you do something like that. But if you just make steps to say, where am I going to be in 5 years, 10 years? And you can do, man, I am just getting so many of these things. This is the secret rare one. This is the secret rare Aegislash. Like 90 of these things in here. I feel like this is going to be the card we're going to see so much more, even though we want the Pikachu. Right? You know, so like, why are you automatically assuming that you can't? You know, once you do that, it's like you're deciding for some reason, instead of starting at the starting blocks, you're going to start in the parking lot. You know? So this box is pretty great. Can't say that it was bad. Got a few secrets. Got a lot of Aegislashes. But all in all, I'm really excited for Vivid Voltage. I think it's kind of been overshadowed by the hype surrounding Champion's Path and Hidden Fates, but I think that this is the first set since the 2020 Pokemon boom. I think it's going to be very popular, especially if they do bring over the Pikachu and the Alakazam card. So with that, I hope everyone's enjoying the video. If you want to sponsor a box, I have a few more boxes of Astonishing Volt Tackle. If you would like to sponsor, please check the link in the description below, and you can check it out. So please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope everyone's having a great day.